Dan Oiknine, welcome to WPC Television. You are in charge of the Franco-Indian Chamber of Commerce, and I think you are the founder of the Trade with India body here in France. The Indian economy now is beginning to slow down, and so for that matter is the Chinese economy. But I think there have recently been greater questions over the Indian economy than over the Chinese one. Do you think the fears are justified? How do you see India evolving in the next 5 to 10 years, given that Manmohan Singh, the Prime Minister, will be, I think, 81 next year, and doubtless he will retire soon, and he's been a great force for liberalism?
Okay, first of all, I'm not the founder of the chamber. This is a body that was founded 30 years back by a former French ambassador by the name of Francis Doré. That he has basically married to an Indian woman, and he has lived in India for a while and still spending a lot of time in India. So I have been appointed as the new chairman of this body about 3 years ago, and it's a 6 years mandate. So as far as the chamber is concerned, and as far as my role within the chamber is concerned, it is a pro bono assignment. So and actually Mr. Doré came to me to ask me to propose my basically my name as a successor.
Good choice.
Main reason why, because I basically founded the India Trade Center, yes, which was a body that was India-centric with the support of the Indian authorities. So as soon as I made that move, I basically more focused on the chamber, which is an official body, and between the two countries. So just to, as a quick feedback, to give you the mission of the chamber and how basically it is being given by the government, and actually the label is granted by the government. It's not something that you can
sure,
run for it. Our mission is to contribute to the development of the bilateral trade between the two countries, as well as the cross-investment. Having said that, it is not the role of a chamber, and this is also the belief of the new team that is on board, to basically provide the whole bunch of services that will help to contribute that in clear figures. But it is a role of a chamber to reduce the barrier to entries to each of the two countries. And we are doing this by basically setting up our actually strategy and policies on 3 main pillars. One, it's information, and we consider that one of the main barriers to entry to a country from a business standpoint or a commercial standpoint is the lack of information, of any kind of information, no matter it's data report, market information, or information related to foreign direct investment, legal system, legal aspects, and so on. So this is one part of our role. The second focus we have is basically on helping the business community to get to know each other, because the second barrier to entry once you go to a country is basically who you know, sure, and on who you will rely to develop your business relationship. So this is also something we have been focusing on, but doing it with a specific event program. So from that perspective, I'm always very keen to attend I attend very few conferences outside the one we organize at the chamber, not because I am not keen on attending conferences, it's just purely a bandwidth issue. So we have conferences every quarter on specific verticals that we basically work out from year to year, from edition to edition. And this is also a way to gather the business community towards same objectives. And we have also, on a monthly basis, some lunch debate that is also there to enrich and entice more the business community itself. So this is the second focus we have at the chamber. And the third focus is basically to be able to enhance the HR mobility between the two countries, because once we have decided to go to a country, let's say once a French corporation decides to go to India or an Indian corporation decides to come in France, Then you have the stage of prospection. Then you have the stage of investment.
But so you must be, I mean, going back to Manmohan Singh and liberalism in India.
I'll get to that.
But we don't have a lot of time,
Okay.
you see. I mean, presumably you're encouraged by the recent moves to allow foreign retailers, such as Walmart, I presume Carrefour and so on, to go into India.
So as far as the economic situation in India is concerned, you have right. It has been slowed down since the beginning of the year. We have been that reduction going down to 5.5% growth, which is, for a country like India, it's like if we said we have zero growth in a country like France, because the minimum growth for a country like India, it's 6% to create wealth and to basically get the population out of the poverty. Manmohan Singh has been liberal in and on. I mean, on and off, sorry.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
For the past 3 years, this government was completely paralyzed. And actually, the recent move that has been made, they have been made in the past few weeks, not more than that. And you have to keep in mind that there might be some election before 2014,
sure.
So probably sometime during next year. The only reason why they were not some election few weeks back, when one party member of the coalition decided to drop and to go backward. It's the party that is held by Mamata Banerjee, the Trinamool party from the West Bengal. Main reason is that no political party in India today, no matter it's the opposition or party from the coalition or from the existing coalition, is willing to organize election today. So that's really the main reason. Now, as far as foreign direct investment is concerned, actually they were that policy that put in place a year ago, and that was being withdrawn by the existing government. So this has created a lot of mess, and actually a very bad sign to the international investment community. Obviously, FDI, it's more than a symbol in India, because it will definitely open up the retail market, but also all what it's behind. You have some very big issues in India about food processing, for instance. Once you see that India is one of the big, on the top 3 producers of vegetables, of fruits, of some agriculture products, the processing in India, it's about 2% among of the food produced in India. Only 2%. You have a waste of 50%, sure. And there is a lot of issue about cold chain, about processing. So there is a huge stake behind that, behind FDIs, and also this will have a positive impact on all the other industries. So I believe that I wouldn't be in that position if I still don't have the same, let's see, being objective about India.
A final question there. It seems to me that business, foreign business in India, is always a politically sensitive issue. But if you look at it the other way around, if you look at the way that France has been reacting to Lakshmi Mittal and ArcelorMittal, that too surely is not very helpful. I mean, you're the Franco-Indian Chamber of Commerce. I mean, how do you see this issue?
Well, since this happened, I have a lot of calls, obviously, but first of all, Lakshmi Mittal is not considered by Indian as an Indian corporation. No, this you should understand. But I mean, the message is on foreign direct investment.
And France obviously considers him an Indian.
Yes, I mean, some of the French people consider him as an Indian. I do consider him as a British corporation, and still, this has a very negative impact as far as foreign direct investment coming into France is concerned. So obviously, we should avoid such statements, especially when you see the result about the situation. I mean, this kind of wording, especially coming from a member of the government, is not helping us. But at the same time, I think that Indians are taking that with humor, and they have and they understand the underlying situation of it. So hopefully, I hope this will not affect the relationship in between the two countries. And don't forget one thing, cooperation are doing the job.
Yes.
More than, obviously we need the backup of the governments as far as policies are concerned, as far as legal and fiscal environment is concerned. But at the end of the day, these are the cooperation. So we need to help the cooperation to move into each of the two countries.
Well done, Joaquin. I wish you luck. And my only piece of advice would be that if the French learn to play cricket, they'll do very, very well in India. Thank you so much.
Can I finish?
Sure, absolutely.
English play cricket, no?
Yes.
Do they do well in India?
We have just won 2 test matches.
Okay, in cricket,
today,
but I'm talking about business.
Well, I don't know what the figures will be, but the colonial link still, I think, holds true, especially for Indian investment in Britain.
This is
Tata,
where they
for example.
This is where they do well. This is on the inbound versus the outbound.
Outbound, I think we probably have some tough competition these days.
Yes.
Dan Joaquin, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.